with the title, Cruz Delegates Start to Freak, Fear Convention Circus.
Oh, let me guess. I did not read this particular report, but I'm going to guess here because I heard something else. Is there a movement for delegates to vote on the first ballot what they're not supposed to? Is there an attempt to steal it on the first ballot? I heard there are reports coming out now that there are delegates who are supposed to vote one way on the first ballot, trying to come out and say we might just not do that.
Well, no, this article is saying that the delegates are softening and they're fearing a circus at the convention. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Well, I would be worried because I'm going to tell you right now, Twitter is getting just vicious with regards to Cruz supporters. Now, I'm not letting Trump supporters off the hook. Every once in a while, I'll see a Trump supporter just lose himself and just lash out on Twitter. And I quickly say, hey, we need these people.
Right.
We need these people. But the Cruz people are done. They are now that they know that it's over.
Right.
They're starting with the hashtag Never Trump. Like they weren't. These same people were not committing to the hashtag Never Trump just as early as last week. Now they're like, now that we know it's over, we're Never Trump. We'll never vote for him.
What?
I'm not saying all of them, but it's growing. It's a growing phenomenon. But anyway, so what did Drudge?
Do you think so?
I don't know, man.
Well, it was an article that he took, and the article went into saying that the delegates are starting to soften, which is a bad sign for Cruz because he's been in the background trying to collect all these delegates and trying to round them up, wrangle them up, pay them off, do what you got to do to get them. And now they're starting to see that this is getting to be a little chaotic and a little crazy, and they don't want to be known as that delegate who jumped ship or
like on the first ballot
got bought.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It depends on how much money we're talking about. I'm wondering if you can take a house a paid off house type of money and then not honor the purchase.
Whoa.
Like for instance, the lady from Texas who, let's say she gets the money to pay her taxes on her house, on her property taxes.
Right.
To vote for Cruz. And then she turns around and doesn't vote for Cruz.
Well, then the bank gives her a call and says, I'm sorry, you've been foreclosed on. I thought it was paid for. Yeah, that check bounced.
Oh no.
Right. You've got 5 days to move out.
It's been post dated.
Right. Wow.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. So Indiana is critical this week, and currently I've been watching Indiana, and Trump's looking pretty strong in Indiana, and the numbers have been looking pretty good, like across the board.
They've been strong for a long time. This idea that he could win Indiana is kind of a long shot. I don't remember what the early numbers were for Wisconsin, but I feel like he was much closer in Wisconsin, which he went on to win. So it makes me wonder if. Well,
there's some different some of the poll. There's one poll that has Cruz out of 8 out of 8 polls. Trump wins all of them by 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 15 plus 9. They've got one poll that says Cruz wins plus 16. What?
Well, we had that same thing with Trump.
Right. Well, where do you get that?
Remember when Trump was, it may have been Wisconsin. Trump was up in one poll late.
Okay.
And it turns out he lost.
No, it was by that website, Printly.com. Do not listen to that site. It's a pro-Trump fake news site.
It's pro-Trump and fake.
Yes, Printly. They put out an article today saying that Cruz is contemplating to stepping out.
Well, he should.
Well, I know, but I'm like, come on,
where
that's
would
so
that report
troll
come
me. Just don't troll me like that. I didn't even, and I saw instantly. I saw it said Printly, PRNTLY.com. Printly.
You're telling all of our listeners to go.
Printly is a fake. It's like an Onion article, but it's like pro-Trump stuff.
Oh, did you hear about Snopes? Do you know anything about Snopes?
Oh, I do know about them.
Do you know what they're all about?
Yeah, they're about snooping on people. No, they're about proving things that are right that aren't right.
Do you want to hear what they have to say about their site?
About their own person, about talking about themselves?
Oh, yeah, they're talking about themselves, and it is kind of a shocker. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so give me 1 second. Bear with me. Okay, David Mickelson, founder of Snopes. He is the founder. A website known for giving biased opinions of stories on the internet in order to generate advertising revenue, told ABC News that he happens to approve of the story, like the one where the Craigslist, where they were hiring actors to riot.
Right.
He said he approves of stories like that and what they're accomplishing. Quote, "You have to understand that when a story like this goes viral and we spend a minute or two debunking it, we make lots of money. Stories like this have helped put my children through college, buy a new car, a home, and even get the surgery my wife Barbara wanted so I didn't have to use Viagra anymore," unquote.
What?
Mickelson laughs. Quote, "We claim to provide evidence for such debunkings and confirmations as well, but that's just ridiculous. Do you know how much time that would take? Instead, we just copy and paste parts of the original article onto ours, write a couple sentences, and that's it. I just want to be clear. Our website does zero journalism or anything creative, and I'm only telling you this for legal reasons. For example, do you remember that recent article wrote debunking a story which claims Scientology lost its tax-exempt status? Did you actually read it? What this... I'm sorry. What is the name of the person responsible? What is the actual website URL? We claim to know it since we list the website's disclaimer in there, but no real information is there. We even go so far as to saying the site that started the story spreads malware and viruses, but don't say what website it is. I think warning people about website that could potentially destroy your computer is probably a good idea. And I hope to one day do that kind of ethical journalism, but people will just click our ads regardless. Bottom line, why do all the extra work? To be honest, I'd say in a given week, we probably do about 15 minutes of real actual work.
Yikes!
That was an interview published on abcnews.com. This is not fake. This was the founder of Snopes said that.
Why would Snopes come out to discredit his own?
Because he's the founder. He probably sold his stake years ago.
Oh, no!
Oh.
Wow!
Oh. Is that hilarious or what?
Wow.
I knew you'd find that funny on Snopes.
That is too much.
So Printly, Snopes, I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It is literally a website to generate clicks for ad revenue. That's it.
That's all
it doesn't matter what they say. Right. Why do the work?
Right.
Why not do the minimum amount of work to get the maximum amount of clicks on their ads? And that's what he does. He says in a given week, he does 15 minutes worth of work.
Wow. Hey, one last thing before I forget about Cruz, stuff that's coming out on the internet. It's all over the place. According to a New York Times analysis that was updated last April 5th, Miss Clinton has received $62 million in contributions from super PACs. Cruz has received $56 million from super PACs, and he's not far behind. Politico's list of the top 100 donors in 2016 shows that Clinton and Cruz leading the majority of the donors from America's elites. Billionaire James Simons, whose hedge fund Euclidine Capital and Renaissance Technologies, according to OpenSecrets.org, Euclidean Capital has donated over $3.5 million to Clinton, and Renaissance Technologies donated over $11 million to Cruz. Who's James Simons? James Simons is a Jewish billionaire who helped fund Obama's campaign and Clinton, and is a major Clinton donor. And so James Simons has given Cruz $11 million.
That's a significant amount of money.
When he only gave, this year, he only gave Clinton $3.5 million.
So he's trying to produce chaos. Because
I think with $11 million, you could do a lot of damage.
Right, he's not supporting Cruz. He's supporting the hope for a contested convention, is what he's doing.
Which would cause a lot of chaos in the Republican Party.
And Cruz doesn't
Well,
turn
if you fracture the Republican Party at a contested convention, then the Democrats, by default, could win.
Well, they're already talking about going third party or whatever, and it's just ridiculous.
Who?
I'm sorry. The Never Trump people are going to do a campaign for writing in Ted.
Good luck with that.
Oh, I mean, they'll do it, but they're going to hand over the keys to the Constitution to Hillary, who I don't see any reason to believe that she's not going to do the kind of butt wiping using the rag of the Constitution that Obama did, which was just to destroy it in every way, shape, and form.
She is already railing against the Second Amendment as we speak. She is already railing against it.
Right.
She is saying currently it will no longer exist.
And it won't. We already did the Keller versus DC, or Heller versus DC is the Second Amendment was salvaged in a 5-4 vote in a Supreme Court that is currently 4-4, with the fifth one that went to saving the Second Amendment dead, and slated to be replaced by either Barack Obama if Congress fails to defend and uphold the Constitution by blocking his appointment, or Hillary Clinton, who the Never Trump people are fine with having.
Right. And for you Never Trump people, you need to understand Trump is trying to make it, and his whole goal is to make America first. America has to be first.
About that. So now we get into the
his foreign policy.
The foreign policy. So
Trump wins 6 in a row, comes out with a foreign policy speech that
did you hear it?
I heard some of it, heard excerpts.
I heard almost all of it.
That is being hailed as one of his best speeches ever.
Okay.
Because they've convinced him to invest money in good speech writers. And he said, okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
So he's getting some good speech writers. He's also hiring some more delegate wranglers. He's starting to get... I think it's not too late. I'd like to see you move a little faster on that, but better late than never.
Well, but he's been doing so good on his own for so long. But I listened to the whole thing. Would you like to hear my take?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right. Without getting into any of the detail of what he said, I just want to react to the speech in general. Because everything he's done up to this point is get in front of a microphone and just start talking.
Right.
And it's worked very well. This used a teleprompter. It was the first time he had to read a speech for the most part. And so a couple things that I noticed is that he didn't just mispronounce Tanzania.
Oh!
He didn't just mispronounce that. He mispronounced words that are really, really simple. Really simple words.
He's not a good reader off a teleprompter.
Well, he kind of jumbled a couple words together.
He should have practiced it more.
Oh, he probably did. That's another thing. I could tell he definitely practiced it.
Maybe he over-practiced it.
He could have over-practiced, but there were a couple of words that he either mashed together or just mispronounced, and these are not words like Tanzania. These were words like something or, words that are very common. And so you